What up, folks? DJ Johnny Feelgood here. How's it going, folks? This is the WWE Starcade, MPWF Starcade, WWE 13 MPWF Starcade post show. I am so tired, I can't even get what I'm trying to say right. But, ladies and gentlemen, what just took place last night, what just got uploaded last night was MPWF Starcade, the CPV, and a lot of stuff took place at the CPV. Shortest CPV of the year. I think the shortest CPV in MPWF history, but so much went down, and I am here to cover it. DJ Johnny Feelgood, gonna help y'all out. Now, firstly, let's talk about WWE 13 right off the bat. I know a lot of people have been asking me questions. DJ, what are you doing about WWE 13? Have you created your calls in WWE 13? Who's gonna be on WWE 13? What do the arenas look like on WWE 13? Well, I can tell you this, folks. I got WWE 13 almost like 3 days to a week after the game came out. I have created Richard Hawkins. That's it. The only person I got in there because he's the undisputed champion. Oh, excuse me, that was a spoiler. In case you haven't watched the CPV. If you haven't watched the Click review, go back, check it out. Watch out Starcade. It was fantastic. I don't get why you've been watching a post show before you watch the actual show, but nonetheless, I digress. Again, good. WWE 13 quick review, fantastic game. I actually like it a lot. You usually hear me complain about the games. There's still just as many glitches, but the game is really good. I enjoy it. I've had some fun with it. I've actually used universe mode properly for once. I mean, the Attitude Era stars are awesome. I realistically don't use any of the new wrestlers today whatsoever. The amount of times I've done a Gangrel DDP matchup is absolutely ridiculous. They're easily my two favorite characters to use on the game. I mean, it's just great, and the MPWF is visually going to look good once it comes onto it. Richard Hawkins looks fantastic already. I can tell you that right now, so it's going to be sweet. A lot of stars are going to have some new themes. That's actually going to take place a lot. A lot of stars are going to have some new theme songs on WWE 13. Like I said, we're really trying to revamp. The MPWF is going to look visually good. That's the positives. The downside about WWE 13, folks, is that we will not be on YouTube for quite some time now. I am bogged down with work. DJ just got back his midterm marks, and trust me, folks, it weren't happy. Your mother would be upset, and she will whoop your ass if she saw the marks that I got. So I gotta get down to school. I gotta work on what I gotta do so I can graduate, get myself a motherfucking scholarship, and that's what's gonna take place there, folks. So WWE 13 and the MPWF. I don't expect the video of the game, of us on the game, to come out until mid-December. Now, if it's early, that's a surprise and that's good. If not, that's just the way it is, folks. I gotta take my time. I gotta actually pay attention to school, get some stuff done, because I want to graduate. So that's why that's gonna take a while. But I mean, let's talk about MPWF Starcade. That's the whole reason for this post show. Again, if you guys have any more questions about WWE 13, the MPWF, comment on this video. Like the MPWF, subscribe to the MPWF, and send me a personal message, and I'll hit you up with that. But again, 3 main stories to come out with Starcade. Firstly, let's talk about the results of the CPV. First opening contest we had. Oh, that was my PlayStation controller dropping. I'm actually packing that away so I don't get distracted by that. I've been playing, sorry, NBA 2K13. I'm actually get my ass ripped on that, so I ain't too good. But the first matchup of Starcade, we had a tag team steel cage matchup between Natural Disasters and the Outlaws, and that was a fun match. That was a great matchup. 2 teams wanted to battle out to find out who become the #1 contender. There was a sick-ass German suplex spot off the steel cage. The Natural Disasters won. Then we had a fatal 4-way matchup. The Avenger, Brian Adams, Craig David, Yamasaki Yoshino. The winner becomes the #1 contender for the Undisputed Internet Championship. The Avenger was able to pull out the win there, and thanks, I think, WWE 42 telling me that the song is 10S by Pantera. I wasn't sure. 10 seconds. Hell, I don't know nothing about music. So hell, yeah. But that's true. But I got the song right now, so it's all good. So it's 10S by Pantera, in case you're wondering what the Avengers theme song is. He pulled out the victory. Then we had batshit crazy triple threat. Sorry, hardcore matchup. Triple threat. What the hell am I talking about? Between Sasha Fierce and Yoshiharu Atari. Phenomenal matchup. Crazy spots. Flaming tables. Suplexes off ladders. Just the ultimate high-risk matchup between 2 women. It was great. It was a good matchup. Again, one of the best matches of the night for sure. I mean, then we had the tag team title matchup with the Nexus versus Antonio Gorman and Tennessee's. Now, I will save that for the end of this. because I want to talk about there's 3 main stories to come on a Starcade, which I want to talk about to the fans. So we'll save that. Then we were supposed to have Helga versus Karma for the Women's Championship, and I mean it was kind of a downer, 2 screw jobs in a row, but nonetheless Helga was taken out before the match could even take place, and Nikki Bella jumped Karma, and then she made the pinfall, and Joe Eagle was all surprised and wanted to know what the hell was going on here. And now Nikki Bella is the new MPWF Undisputed Women's Champion. So I mean that's gonna be crazy for WWE13, that's for sure. I mean after that then we had the Inferno matchup for the Internet Championship between Shawn Stevens and Helios Christ, and we will talk about that again. That's one of the other main storylines we were talking about. With the debut that took place too as well. That matchup was friggin' crazy. I mean after that then we had Ricky Cash versus Ryan Sparks. I think it was the only pure wrestling matchup on the card, so it takes the cake for the best pure wrestling matchup. Ryan Sparks certainly proved himself here tonight, had a fantastic showing against Ricky Cash. Ricky Cash was the winner, keeps his momentum going. Ricky Cash is definitely a top contender for the Undisputed Champion at this point, getting 2 big clip-per-view victories over Apollo and Hell in a Cell, and now Ryan Sparks. Ryan Sparks, though, again, look for him to do big things on WWE 13. What a matchup. What a match against Ricky Cash. Fantastic. I mean, this guy is a family man, and he is going to do great. And then, obviously, we had the Undisputed Championship matchup, Richard Hawkins versus Lamar James Jackson, where Hawkins cheated to defeat Lamar James Jackson. It was unfortunate, but the legit one is still the Undisputed Champion. And he's proven to the fans that he deserves to be the champion, and that cashing the Money in the Bank wasn't a fluke. Defeated Hood Violence. But what took place after the matchup is really where things get interesting. Now this is where we talk about the 3 main storylines that will be taking place from now until WrestleMania in the MPWF on WWE 13. But before we talk about that, I just want to set out a timeline. Like I said, we've been extremely busy and not being able to post out videos as fast as we want to. I don't think we'll get any videos out until mid-December because of how busy I'm going to be. And because of that, all the storylines right now that are starting, realistically, well, one of them is going to merge into something else. Everything is pre-planned. Like I said to CM Truth, everything in the MPWF happens for a reason. I have a general idea of where things are going to go in the crazy, messed up mind of the MPWF chairman who makes this show here on YouTube. But WrestleMania 4, I believe, will be the final event of the MPWF on YouTube, just because I don't think I'll have enough time. Never say never, but that's where I'm aiming to be the final event, WrestleMania 4, folks. I mean, it's kind of sad, but that's where it's going, unfortunately. But WrestleMania 3, there's 3 main storylines, really, that are building towards that event, and it involves 3 factions, in a sense, or, I mean, 3 entities, 3 big entities. The first one being the Nexus, the second one being the Darkness, and the third one being the debut of Mr. Vincent Kennedy McMahon in the MPWF. Now we're going to talk about the Nexus first, and that's the issue there. We saw Antonio Goldman. Again, if you haven't watched the video, this is all spoiler alerts taking place right now, but it's post-show, so you got to watch the show first. But Antonio Goldman turned on Tennessee in the tag team title matchup, and he helped out White Boy Fresh and the Punisher to retain their tag team titles. And it seems that he's joined the Nexus again. Not too sure if he has. Not sure if he's helping Dr. Ace Jr. But Antonio Goldman has been acting really strange here in recent months in the MPWF. And this looks like it solidified it. Like I said, the Nexus, we don't really know exactly what they want to do. And I know that can be really annoying to some fans. That you think, well, what the hell does the Nexus want? What are they doing here? It's a slow burn storyline. A slow burn. It's gonna take its time. It's gonna materialize over time. So I mean, things are happening. Reveals are happening, and they're gonna take slowly. It's one of those storylines which is huge, but you can put on the back burner. I mean, we've really seen the Darkness storyline really take over the MPWF in the last month or so. The last 2 months, basically, since we've returned. Well, the Nexus, they've been kind of been on the back burner, but expect them in the next year leading up to WrestleMania 4 for them to really, really shine out. So basically, that's what's happening there. I know a lot of people wondering what exactly is going on, so that's what's taking place in the Nexus storyline. Then we have the Darkness storyline, and this is my personal favorite storyline in the MPWF, and I think a lot of fans have been enjoying it, seeing exactly what Shawn Stevens has done and with Helios Christ, and they had a fantastic matchup at MPWF Starcade. That Inferno match was crazy. Some of the craziest shit I've actually seen in that matchup, going through a table where Helios Christ didn't fall through it. I mean, fire, flames everywhere. And then we saw the debut of Thanatos, the master of Helios Christ, who is in the MPWF now, and he took out Systematic Carnage, and Systematic Carnage helped out Sean Stevens. And now, this storyline is going to take a little bit of a backbone. It's going to slow down a bit of WWE13, which you'll get to see. It's almost an insider for the loyal fans who will watch this video. This is gonna take a little bit of a backseat to things. It's still gonna be huge, don't get me wrong, but it's not gonna be in the limelight as much as it was beforehand, just because Sean Stevens is going with Jason Rage to go train, and I mean, I guess Thanatos has got to wreak havoc in the MPWF. That's the only thing I can think of that he's going to do for the time being. He could just sit there and chill and do nothing and wait for Sean Stevens, but I mean, I'm guessing he's going to want to train and take some souls in the meantime, because he needs to be prepared for apparently the chosen one, Sean Stevens. So that storyline is going to be a driving force there in WWE13. And then one which really I don't really want to talk about because it will be giving away too much, but I know that people have a lot of questions about it. And I mean, after the matchup with Richard Hawkins and Lamar James Jackson, to witness Vince McMahon in the MPWF was absolutely surreal. Why is Vincent Kennedy McMahon in the MPWF? What does he want with the MPWF? How is this going to affect the MPWF? All I can say about that is, folks, is that I mentioned before, there is a reason for everything. Everything that happens in the MPWF takes place for a reason. Nikki Bella won the Women's Championship for a reason. John Cena and Sheamus joined with Tony Sparks in the MPWF for a reason. Vince McMahon showed up at the end of Starcade for a reason. WWE 13 is going to be phenomenal. We've tried this whole taking over the MPWF storyline multiple times. If you've watched this religiously, you'll know that. And I've never really been able to plan it out and structure it properly. But I believe that for WrestleMania 3 and WrestleMania 4, I have a good idea and something that's really gonna take the fans. So I mean, what you can expect from the MPWF is definitely more story content for sure. And like I said, what I'm gonna try and do is make the storylines less complicated, because some of the storylines have been pretty complicated in the past for the MPWF. But really expect the stories to be a driving force, and don't expect as much realism in the MPWF as well. I mean, beforehand, the MPWF, when we first came out, was completely serious. It was like watching Ring of Honor. No messing about, no joking whatsoever. And firstly, that doesn't even reflect my personality. It doesn't reflect what I want. And like I say, when I have to make the show and I have no time to do it, I just want to have fun. And like I said, there's glitches where I could have edited them out, but some of these glitches are hilarious and they add to the actual show itself. So I mean, expect more storyline content. Expect less, I guess not so much, I mean not less realism, but more core. Think more original core. If you watch core wrestling in 2007, 2006, 2007, 2008, that time period, that's where we're going to. That's where we're heading back to. If you remember core back then and the way core wrestling used to be, that's where the MPWF is happening. So if you want to join or check out, think of Extreme Core Wrestling, think of SMF or DWF back in the day and the way the shows were structured there. That's what the MPWF is going to be like, because we really miss that kind of core. We're kind of sick and tired of paint tool cores with no personality, walking around. Every single person has Randy Orton's entrance, or CM Punk's entrance, or on this game, Dean Ambrose's entrance. That's huge. I mean, no personality whatsoever. Every storyline is, I'm fighting to be the best in the world, with no kind of interest whatsoever. That's not going to happen. We're going to try and have a lot of fun here in 2013. Like I said, the tag team division is getting better. The Maple Leaf Warriors are freaking sick ass tag team with Banana Power, with the Natural Disasters, and they have the MPA is actually going to work this time with WWE13 because they have the cutscenes for the APA. So expect some fun segments there. I did the polls to about if people wanted to unify the Hardcore Cruiserweight Championship. I expect those two titles to not unify for the time being. Beforehand, I didn't think I knew what to do with those titles, but over planning and thinking, I actually discovered how to keep those titles to work properly. So those are going to stay for the time being. We're really going to be developing mid-card. There's going to be a specific mid-card in the MPWF. Some people who were main eventers beforehand are going to drop to the mid-card. But because we had two rosters, we had people who were main eventers because there was two sets of main eventers. And now there's a lot of people who should be contending for the World Championship, like Brian Adams, Craig David, and not who can't be. They're gonna get pushed into an epic ass mid-card system, and it's gonna, trust me, that's where the majority of the real wrestling is gonna take place. The majority of the I'm the best in the world kind of storyline, the legit wrestling. So I mean, like, if that's what you like in the MPWF, that's what's gonna be driving the mid-card. The stories are gonna be driving the main event, and like I said, the fun and games is going to be in the tag team divisions and the lower card divisions, and then the women's division is going to be incorporated with all of them. So expect the women's division to get interesting too. There's going to be lots of different aspects of the women's division, so I expect things like that to get exciting. So I think it's going to be a good time here in WWE 13. And I mean, this is the first time we've done a post show really talking about things. I really wanted to segue us into the WWE 13 just so you can hear exactly what DJ Johnny Feelgood has to say. I have a question now to the fans. Would there be someone who would like to do a post show for MPWF click previews or regular MPWF television where they review the show, like do like a match by match review or like an entire show review, and they post the videos? Again, you don't need footage, just something where you can just talk about the show. We'll link your channel to our channel. We'll promote your channel on our show, and that way you can review the MPWF shows if you're interested in that. Would you just want to give me a personal message? I can talk about that with you. That'd be something that's pretty cool. I mean, a lot of people have asked about the MPWF core contest. Again, the MPWF core contest pretty much failed last time I tried to do it, and it's just a lot of issues with other people really wanting their cores to be main eventers, and it's just too difficult and sometimes not realistically where I want them to go, and they have to work their way up. And I mean, JWF has Ryan Sparks, and he's been a phenomenal guy about it. Ryan Sparks has succeeded in the MPWF. I expect him to go much further than where he is in the MPWF. That's a core that works. But again, if we do a core contest, expect a video as well. That's all I can say. You don't need to keep asking questions about the core contest. If we're going to do one, you will damn near the entire world will know. Obama will send out a memo in Washington saying that the Major Pain Wrestling Federation is doing a core contest, and y'all best get your ass on community creation, creating your cores, doing whatever you need to do. So don't worry about that. If you guys need to, if the core contest is happening, it will happen. That's all I gotta say about that. Stone Cold Steve Austin will say. But yeah, that's pretty much all I need to talk about now. This is went a lot longer than I expected to this video, but again, thank you for watching the video. If you are interested in doing the review, thank you very much. If you've got more questions, I will try to answer them as much as possible without spoiling things. Thought I would just feed some food for thought after watching Starcade with people having so much questions about what just took place, what happened to Starcade. What I can say is, be excited for WWE 13. It's going to be a fantastic time in the MPWF, and yeah, folks, I'm excited. So this is DJ Johnny Feelgood signing out. Expect a video in December time. Probably going to be a promo video, but yeah, that's what's going to take place. So thank you very much, and good night, folks.